Hello, welcome to a new video of mine after a while. This video will be about the EU International Championships that Play Pokemon hosted. And I participated in the Pokemon Go tournament, which was an Open Great League format. Apologies for not making content for a while. It's been tough to think of something fun and creative to make. Because there's an interlude season right now, right? And state of the game still is not great at the moment that I'm making this video. But I'm just gonna go through this shortly. I played in the International European Championship and I finished tied 7 with my faction teammate Elephant Flash. Met a lot of people, was a lot of fun. And in this video I'm going to tell you what you can kind of expect from a championship should you go to one, and what it's gonna look like, and what are the mods that are gonna be used the most, and what you could maybe use. Yeah, let's just get into this. Well, the location where it was at Frankfurt. It was organized by Play Pokemon, so not Niantic, who did develop the game, right? And I went with my companions, Toad Tactical and Howie. We took the train to Frankfurt, which was a lot of fun, you know, going with friends. And we met up with a lot of more people that we knew from like Twitch and Discord communities. So you know, factions as well. So you know, just people we play with and play against. You know, it's a lot of fun. One notable thing about the registration for this tournament, for the early registration, it was required to hit Legend in Season 9 and or 10. For a couple actually, not for this one. But it's not necessary per se. So you might also encounter opponents in these championships that might be newer to this game, or don't have a great understanding of it, or just come for the other events like the VGC and the trading card game, because there were no passes left or something, but they did want to spectate. So you know, that's all kinds of stuff you can run into, and obviously remaining will be the series opponents, right? So Legends is not a requirement at all. That's only for the early registration for some tournaments, not all of these. Other than that, I blanked out a couple things and changed my player ID. I don't know what I can even show of this that is like sensitive information. But the things you need is you need a Play Pokemon account, right? You need to make that. You need to register it with your email. You need to link that to your Pokemon Go trainer nickname. And then you just fill out the rest of the stuff, like your name, your birth date. The Division Masters is I think that's 16 plus. I think we only had one junior player for Pokemon Go, so it's usually just Masters Division. And yeah, the player ID will be just generated randomly. But you do need this. Because this is what they use for registration. So yeah, what's it look like? I didn't take a lot of pictures. I was mainly focused on the battles, watching those, participating myself. You know, I just wanted to get a good feeling of like the atmosphere and stuff. But here's like a picture of what it kind of looks like. You have like screens on the left, and the middle, and the right. I'm not sure if it would look like this for regionals as well, regional championships, because they're a bit smaller than the international. Gonna try zooming in on this a little bit because I want to show what like the tables look like where you play at if you're not playing on stage. Let me see. So that will be like this, where all these wires are. Like, so there's like two Samsung phones. I don't remember which ones it was. I thought it was the 8S, but I'm not sure. They're fine. They're not like the iPhone 13 I use, but they're decent phones. You know, you're not getting some old crap. So that's nice. And in the middle is like a black cards, like a divide. It's a divider. So your opponents can't see the way you swipe your bubbles, which can be convenient, right? Especially if you play like with a Pokemon that has bait moves, like a Nidoqueen. It's a bit obvious if you swipe your bubbles like round. You know, you can tell you're baiting a Poison Fang on a Steel type, for example. So I think that's something important to know. So how do you know your opponent's team? You have to fill in a form. This is that how we filled in. I lost mine when I was cleaning up our hotel room upon leaving. But you fill in a form with your Pokemon Go team that you use for this tournament, and you give that to your opponent. Your opponent gives their form to you, and that's basically how you see each other's teams. So it's a show 6 pick 3 open grade format, right? You also have another paper you have to fill in, which has more details. They ask for the nickname of your Pokemon and the move sets. I think the nickname is not really something that has to be asked, right? Because let's say you are like cheating by, let's say someone is cheating by changing their Pokemon in between battles. Just for like IVs, you should register IVs rather than nicknames, because you can just change nicknames, right? But either way, that's how that works. And the bracket is online. I think they use challenge if I pronounce that right, and that kind of looks like this. So it's double elimination, and as you can see here, this is like the winners bracket. It's Dutch for me. That's like where everyone starts, and should you lose one round, you get into the losers bracket. So basically you just move from one, if you lose, you move from one bracket down to the next one. And as you can see here, like it says losers from round 1, from round 2, round 3. So basically very simple. Let's say you lose in round 2, you drop to losers of round 2, right? It sounds pretty simple, I think, and that means that if you lost in round 1 already, you will play and you do beat, you do win the losers round of round 1. You play against the loser of the winners of the round 2 in winners bracket, right? So then you will have the the losers round of the losers bracket. Basically, that's just an extra round, right? So if you can lose once. That will also mean for the final bracket, the champions of each group. There's 4 groups. In our case, there were 4 groups. Maybe there will be more for other championships or less. And there were 2 winners. The winner of the winners bracket and the winner of the losers bracket. They advanced to the final 8. And as loser, I won the losers bracket in my group. You also go to the losers finals, which means that winners, the winners of the winners bracket, they can permit to lose one matchup in the finals as well. And then if you lose once, you go to the losers grand final bracket. So that's kind of how the double elimination works. Might sound a bit complicated, but it's pretty simple. Just remember, you can permit to lose once. So here's some more pictures of what it kind of looks like. I'm kind of going to focus more on the bigger screen now. So on the left side, you had the tables where Pokemon Go plays. In the middle, there was like production, and more in the back, there was like TCG. You can see on the right side, on the right, you see like where the blue part is. This is where the TCG screen was, and on the left side, you don't see the TV on here. It's behind the pillar on the left. But there it was the VGC pillar, screen, sorry, while the VGC players play on the right. So you actually, none of the groups are near their TV, right? Which I think is pretty good, because that way you don't get distracted by someone else's battle. Let's see. We have another one. My friend Amandine was playing here. As you can see, there were a couple seats here, and there's a screen hanging up above. So that's where they play. They play their battles on there. Basically, what you saw on the Pokemon Go Twitch stream or YouTube stream, whichever you watched or can watch back if you want. We saw that also on here, and also the shoutcasting. So we just see their battles there. We also see their movesets, but I think that's fine for streaming purpose. The only way you don't review your movesets to other competitors is to either shut them completely off everyone, and it's just a bit too much to ask, and maybe control, like especially if you're participating for a couple hours, right? And the other way is to not do it live, and I think doing it live has the most hype to it. So I think that's fine, but maybe keep that in mind if you want to run like surprises, right? I want to run a Chandler with Incinerate, Overheat, Flame Charge, but once it gets shown on screen once, it's not a surprise anymore for anyone. Though you can use it to your advantage too, of course. Other than that, you see the headsets on her. They give a lot of white noise, so you, as battler, you don't hear the shoutcasters very well. So that's not really a problem. There is also a small mic to it attached. So you can talk to your opponent on the other side if you want, and there's also the refs, right? The two people on the refs, in the middle are the refs, and on the sides are the competitors. They just pick those randomly, I think, and for the finals they did want to stream every single battle. So that's basically how it kind of looks like, and what you can expect. It's pretty straightforward. I think beforehand, like when you register, you hear what time you need to be at the location, and you just go to the Pokemon Go, to the VGC or the trading cards section, and you'll find everyone there. Nothing to worry about there really. So the second part I want to talk about real quick is kind of the teams. I'm not gonna go too much into what you should use and what not. I would definitely recommend PvPoke, of course, built by Empoleon Dynamite. I'll put their Twitch link in the description as well if you want to check them out sometimes. And the PvPoke website, of course. You can run simulation on this. You can check the rankings for Open Great League, what's the best in the Open Great League to use, and the team builder, right? And these are, I put a couple teams on here, actually just the top 8 competitors, or the top 8 winners. So my team is on here as well. It's the one with the Pelipper and the Shadow Sableye. I made the shadows just a bit purple. I was a bit lazy, but I think it should be clear. And it kind of represents the meta very well. One Pokemon that might be outstanding, very like everyone has, is Medicham. And that's not really because Medicham is the best, it's because you need an answer for Registeel and Walrein. Those two are broken right now. So you need a counter user. At least one. You know, some of these people have two. I think it was Pokesquark, number 4, who brought both Medicham and Deoxys. Any other double counters? I don't think so, but there definitely were double counts out there. It's just kind of necessary. Other Pokemons that were very common were Sableye, Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is on half the teams here, I think, or is it more? I think I see 4. Yeah. Basically, those 3 are the most broken and common Pokemons. Sableye, I don't feel Sableye is broken, but it's very common. It's very safe to use. Generally, I use Shadow. I think I kind of regret that for this tournament, just because I just couldn't get it into the place I wanted to. Not sure if normal would have done it better. Shadow obviously doesn't have return, which can be very valuable again in some matchups, like Umbreon, right? I faced an Umbreon in one of my matchups, and man, did I wish I had return, because maybe I had a shot then. That happens. Yeah, basically this is how the meta is. You need to be careful of those 3 mons. That's my advice. Registeel, Walrein, Nidoqueen, and don't be too weak to Sableye, because many of the top players have one. It doesn't even have to be an Excel, like Hundo Sableye wins CMPs, like against Swampert potentially. You just need to be careful of those things. Charmers are not as common, but Dancing Rob, like the top 3, the number 3 player, did have one, and it's very solid, so be very careful of that. Some bulk helps. I definitely made a mistake in that by having 2 shadows. Pelipper not very bulky, basically only Registeel bulky. Bulk really helps a lot, right? You see some Umbreons, Excel Medichams, Registeels, G-Fisk, really solid. Also Ajif is really broken. You can basically add that to that list of 3, right? So really helps. And then there's just some additional coverage you can add, like a Talonflame from Pokesquark. You can run Cresselia, or Diggersby is a really particular core breaker. I think it's very scary to use with Walrein around. Same with Mandibuzz. But if you can find a team that works for you, I would recommend using this hard meta, like Nidoqueen Walrein. It's just so good. It's so good. It's like almost unbreakable. Yeah, that's just the things I would use really. And you can use Beef Pokes for team building, right? I would say pick a combination of broken Pokemons. Add your favorite, well, maybe not your favorite if it's like an Exploud or Bibarel, but like the Pokemons you're used to and good with. Use those. Use the Pokemons you know the matchup of, and you have a chance of succeeding maybe. Yeah, I think that's most of the advice I can give. I'll try to make more videos soon. Maybe more Open Great League. I think the interlude season does make it difficult to make content, but yeah, I think Open Great League is pretty hype right now with these tournaments. This EU International Championships really Play Pokemon organized that really well. Made a really good stream out of it. Made it a lot of hype, and honestly, I can't wait how that will go in the other championships. And if the state of the game should it be fixed one day by Niantic, that'd be great. Maybe I think there's a lot of potential for this. I hope Niantic sees this as well, and that we can get so many more people in. One last thing that I want to show is, don't just go for the tournament. I would also go for the people. We had dinner. This is one of the many pictures we had. We also have way more. You can check our Twitters, like my Twitter, and you'll see more people as well with more pictures. It was so much fun. If you're on the brink of deciding whether to go or not, I'd say go. It's so much fun. All right. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.